Hello people! In this video I'm going to talk about one tool that I started to use in few months ago and I start to be much more fascinated every day. It's ChatGPT, something not new, so all of us we know already, but I'm going to explain how do I using it in order to start to create narrative for architecture and also to create stories, no, and also to learn, because at the end it's using like a Google, and then you put the thing that you put the information on Google, and then it's come up with the articles or the things that are related. But the ChatGPT is giving you already a storyline, and this is the things that make me really fascinated. Okay, so then I don't want to extend this. I'm going to do. For those who doesn't know me, my name is Miguel Vélez. I am a Spanish architect working in Asia since 2008, and I'm based here in Bangkok.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool.
We are going to listen how we are going to do, for example, the chapter 2 of one thesis for a bachelor in architecture. Okay? You can change the topic. It's going to be the same. As far as you know what you are looking for, then you will get that information from ChatGPT. Hola familia! Today I'm going to show you how I use one AI, the ChatGPT, in order to build architectural narrative. So then the first thing that we do is like we open the internet, we go to Google, and then we type ChatGPT, and we go to ChatGPT. You will need to enter, you will need to register one account, with your email. Let's go to do a sample about how to build an architectural narrative, let's say for your thesis. You are doing a pre-thesis, for the final of your bachelor degree, and then you want to do a thesis, and then you are going to do the chapter 2. The chapter 2, for example, is talking about the literature review, the case study, and the chapter 3 that is talking about the theory of your thesis. But let's try to build a little bit and see how this tool is really useful in order to save time and put the target or the things that we are talking or we are looking for our thesis. At least maybe you are lost and then you don't know what to do, because then ChatGPT is here to helping you. So for example, let's say that I want to do a sports center, but our sports center in Bangkok, because we are here in Bangkok, and then our sports center, let's say that is going to be for high performing people that is going to be in the national team, are going to be athletic to compete. So then the first thing that we need to enter in the prompt is we need to make familiar ChatGPT about the things that we are looking for. So for example, the first question is like, let's type, can you explain me what is a high performing sport center? And then we are going to ask who is the main user, and who is the main user. So then we throw this question, let's go to see what is the thing that happened. Then and then he replied already, a high performing sports center, HPSC, is a specialized facility designed to support elite athletes in reaching or maintaining top-level performance. This center provides a cutting-edge infrastructure, scientific support, and professional expertise across multiple domains of athletic development. So what is a high-performing sports center? Okay, so then we start to have here, all the things, typical service and features include, So we have here questions, because ChatGPT is the way that it works. What is a high-performance sports center? Typical service and features included, some well-known examples. So here is already putting samples, okay, and then is writing here some well-known examples. INSEP in France, Aspire Academy in Qatar, Australian Institute of Sport, IAS, Centro de Alto Rendimiento, CAR in Spain, no? This is in my country, look. So who is the main user? Elite and professional athletes, national sport federations and teams, coaches and trainers, sports scientists and researchers, rehabilitation patients, athletes, right? Young talent programs, no? Actually, it's giving us a lot of information to understand what is our building about, no? So he's putting here some samples. Actually, I need to do a literature review, either using books, articles, and case studies, no? So then I'm going to ask him this question, no? Let's go to ask this question. Then I will say, I'm doing a thesis for a bachelor of architecture. For a bachelor in architecture. Can you help me to do a literature review using some significant, so you need to say things that are very useful, no, for your thesis, no? So then you need to guide to ChatGPT what is the information that you really want. Okay, so then some significant books, research articles, no, that are useful to build my narrative for my thesis, no? We are talking about the thesis, okay? We are not going to mix this, and then we enter. Then it's the question mark, right? Question mark. We enter. And then, of course, I'm going to give you the best possible help. Please tell me. Topic. What is the topic of your thesis? Designing a high-performance center. Yes. Where? In Thailand, in Bangkok. What is your thesis question on goal? How can architecture enhance elite performance? Yes. Or how can sustainability? Both. Yes. Do you have any particular angle? Sustainability, design, psychological well-being, urban integration? Just actually, all the thing is welcome. Okay. Topic. Then I can start topic of my thesis, and then I start to. Okay. Topic. Then copy paste. Don't be afraid. This thing of the AI is here to improve and to make it more efficient. So project located in Bangkok, Thailand. Okay. Then what more? Thesis goal, thesis question on goal. Definitely the two. Okay, you will have in your chapter 1, of course, you will have your question, but you can use this one also perfectly, or you can put directly the one. Obviously, you need to put the question that you put in your chapter 1, no? That you have your question and the answers, no? The objective, no? Particular angle. Yes, for me, all these particular angles are perfect. The reason that why I say that this is perfect, because today sustainability in the design, today and always, because when I was studying this thing 30 years ago, it was already talking about green buildings, no? Nowadays it's sustainable design, no? But for example, all these things, typical things that happen for this building: sustainable design, physiological well-being, urban integration, young development, and I would like something that is urban development, and is, I don't want to use the word of the landmark, no, but it should be urban integrated and important landscaping, no, landscaping surrounding around the building, no, landscaping, the landscaping theories, no, design theories, no, landscaping design theories. Okay, and then let's go ahead. Then update save memory, perfect. Okay, and here is coming already the information. So perfect. Here is going to be the sample of your literature review. Is using relevant books, academic articles, and themes. I will break down into 5 main themes, each with key source and each with the key sources and how they connect to your narrative. This information and this tool, this AI tool, is something that you need to start to be familiar, because here is already telling you how you are going to organize the information very easy peasy, as per my daughter said. Okay, so then architectural for athletic performance, key concept, spatial planning for focusing training, environmental factors, light, acoustic, ventilations, recovery and flow between zones. Okay, these sources. Okay, and then is writing the name, okay, the authors of the articles or the books. Okay, and then this one you just go to Google and check for it, because the point is ChatGPT is using the information that is in the net, so you need to double check that all this information is correct, find it, read it, and then you start to be familiar with all the things that is telling you, no? Sustainability in sport architecture, passive systems, ventilation, solar gain, material selections, energy performance and certifications, LEED, WELL. The sources, the same. Okay, so then there are comments here, so then you will need to start to look for this. You can Google it, you can even ask ChatGPT to make you a summaries and key bullet points to explain this thing on your slide, no? Psychological well-being and spatial experience. So you can put here the same thing, urban integration and young development, key concept, the sources suggested, landscape design and environment psychology. Same thing, by Philip Design. So based on that, let's go to ask. For each bullet point, proposed, can you provide me a building, an existing building, no? An existing building as a case study. Okay. And then I say thank you, even that is a robot. Okay. Absolutely. Okay, and then here is given the case study. Architecture for athletic performance. Case study. Aspire Dome Doha, Qatar. And then it's already writing the key points, no, that you need to highlight when you are going to prepare everything in your presentation. Sustainability in sport. Case study, Singapore Sport Hub. Oh, this building I was working on it, in the roof. This is something very happy to read this thing. Long time that I didn't go to Singapore. I was this year, but I really miss Singapore. That is the perfect country and the perfect life. Large-scale sustainability sport complex, ideal to discuss sustainability in hot, humid climates similar to Bangkok. So it's telling us many key things, no, that we can use. Psychological well-being and spatial experience. Case study, Red Bull Athletic Performance Center, Thalgau, Austria. Okay, use it to support your argument of the importance of rest and mental resilience. Okay, urban integration and youth development. Bangkok Youth Center, Thai, Japan, Bangkok. Okay, so multifunctional public sport facility in Ding Dai. This one means that is giving you a sample in the city that you are doing your thesis to put the context, to have the context. Great example of inclusive sport architecture in your project context. You see, it's highlighting here just the things that I said without reading. So it's like ChatGPT is it's much more intelligent than all of us. So maybe you can read 20%, and all the information that ChatGPT is more than 100% of the things. So whatever your idea is, as far as you know the narrative and your idea and your concept, you just ask to ChatGPT, and then you will level up the level of your knowledge, and then you can explain the things much more intense and with one wider knowledge, and maybe it's writing some information that you never thought about it. So everything is welcome. Landscape design and environment psychology. Okay, then we go focus, outdoor zones, green integration, recovery in nature. Case study, Athlete Training Center, Font Romeo, France. Okay, combine architecture and alpine landscape. Okay, use this to emphasize how nature supports both physiological and physiological regeneration. Physiological and psychological regeneration. Bonus. He gives us here a bonus. Okay, a bonus. An integrated sample. Case study. Loughborough University Sport Park. Oh, this one was very famous. I used to remember this one when I was studying, no? In UK, academic plus elite training plus sustainability plus young engagement. Green infrastructure. Wow, it's amazing. You want the table? Of course. Would you like me to prepare a short case study analyzing table summarizing for this? Of course, please. Or help you to start writing one full case study description in your thesis. I'm going to ask for the summarizing, because the summarizing, this one, I will copy paste. Then this one is the last slide when you are going to close the chapter 2. This one, prepare a short case study analyzing table summarizing this literature review. Please. Okay, please. Okay, this one is the slide that you should be using to close your literature review. Okay, here we are with the case study. Actually, we should include also the books and the things that they recommend us in the beginning. But this one, you can make it very clear, okay, with the picture and the things that you need to prepare later is fantastic presentation with very beautiful pictures, the name of the topic of the things, the brief description of the things that you are talking, the keywords, the key features, okay, the name of the project, the location. We are in architecture, so we should try to look also for who is the architect design or the company who designed this thing, okay? But this is the most impressive things, no? PowerPoint. ask GPT to do a PowerPoint. Okay, please do a PowerPoint for my presentation. Thanks. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's almost there. Okay, so here slide 1, you can see how it's reading this thing. Slide 8, slide 9, conclusion, thank you, question, contact your email, thesis advisor. Okay, so then you can download this information. Okay, and then you will have you will have a file on your computer. Okay, then if I close, okay, and then it's here, no? So then if I go now to my download, okay, is this one, okay, and then this is the test, no? The things that are, but actually I can also ask for a PowerPoint, no? Your PowerPoint slide deck has been drafted, okay, with the name, include thematic, slide, would you like me to export this down table? Would you like me to export this down table in a PowerPoint file? Yes. I don't want to ask for add images of the buildings or diagrams, because basically it's going to give us the link and then you will need to do download by yourself. Okay, but you can ask to do it. No, if you are at home, you can ask to do it, and then ChatGPT will give you the link and probably you will download. No, at least the last time that I tried it was like this. I won't do it now, but I want to show you that can you prepare the PowerPoint file? Okay. Okay, then she asked me to write in Thai or in Spanish. Okay, to write in Thai or in Spanish because the GPT know that I am Spanish. Then also we are in Thailand, so sometimes I put some information in Thai. Then let's see. This one is take more time, but now is analyzing. Okay, and then here is giving he's giving the PowerPoint. I'm going to download the PowerPoint, and this PowerPoint is our draft already. Okay, is our draft already about how we can make the narrative for our sequence of a slide for the presentation. So then, what is the things that I need to do as a student of architecture is to read and understand all the information that is giving me, talk to your agent, to your teacher, to double check all this information, and start to do a very beautiful presentation with wonderful photos, well edited, no, using Photoshop to make everything incredible. Okay, analyze the storytelling, think about the storytelling training to be fluently to do this presentation, and of course edit and put all this information, no, with the graphic design that one student of architecture is expecting to have. Okay, so then here is just the draft. So this is the information that you need to put. Of course, you can go deeper in some of these points and develop much more deeper. Okay, but the skeleton, the guideline is this thing. Okay, and to have this information, always conclusion, please, always conclusions. Okay, You are doing one analysis, you are understanding the analysis, you need to interpret that analysis, and then you need to give the conclusion. What do you get from here? So why you have done all this previous work? Okay, and thank you. The thing that is missing here, well, it's not missing because this one is the case study of the buildings, no? But if I'm talking about books, if I'm talking about articles, journal articles, no? I need to put the reference, no? The table with the reference, that is the information that already ChatGPT was giving us here, no? So you need to compile this thing, and then you can ask also to ChatGPT, can you summarize and give me in one table all the suggested sources that you are mentioning here? And then we'll do it. But let's see. Now let's move to the chapter 3. So with all this information, I will ask to ChatGPT, can you brief or can you create a kind of theory in architecture based in the previous information about the case studies in the book? And let's see what happened. Okay, can you help me to create a theory for my thesis based on the literature based on the literature review and case studies suggested previously. And then don't be shy. Can you help me to create a theory for my thesis based on the literature review and case study suggested previously? Let's see what happens. Okay? Absolutely. Okay? Integrated performance ecology, theory name. Okay? A design theory that view high-performance sports center as ecological system where architecture, environment, and human performance are mutually reinforcing. Then, theory background. Architecture as a performance amplifier. Premise derived from design principles. Okay, and then we read here, and then you can see that here is talking about the things that we talked previously in the chapter 2 in the literature review. This is the case study, and this is the literature review from Joyce and Seard that they recommended previously. Environment sustainability as a long-term performance strategy. And then it's giving you here premise, sustainable architecture reduce physical stress and operating burdens, derived from Singapore Sport Hubs. This very beautiful building. I cannot remember the first, just when I arrived to Singapore, the first project that I did was to be involved here to make the proposal for the roof, no, for the roof to evacuate the water, no, because they have a system, no, to collect all the water. Really beautiful project. I love it. Green architecture by Wines, no. So then, psychological recovery through spatial experience. Urban integration for talent, development, and legacy. Landscape as a catalyst for regeneration. And then the premise from where coming, no, derived by this Keller Perdit samples, no, and the design principles is use the green buffer trails, water elements. Okay, how to apply this theory in your project? And here is how to, the way that we are going to do design layer, master plan, building envelope, interior spaces, community strategy, landscape designing. Here is telling us, okay, which one are the key elements that you need to talk and you need to propose on your design. Okay, so it's talking here about a master plan. It's talking here about the building envelope, how are going to be that facade, no? The system, no? The facade, no? The interior spaces, no? Community strategy, no? All the buildings are inserted in a context, so they are influencing the area that they are in, okay? Landscape designing, no? And then it's giving, this is wonderful, please, I mean, start to use this thing and don't come with paragraph that is with a very basic English, with a very poor grammar, okay? Please enhance your skills, use ChatGPT, please. Theoretical statement for this thesis, and then it's giving you here the description, no? Integrated performance psychology, no? For see that this is the things that is telling here, no? Of course, you can ask, I don't like this. Can you use another word? Can you do something different? Can you put more in my language, more formal language? No, that maybe you don't have this level. The teacher is going to realize. Please start to read and start to, instead to bring down the level of ChatGPT, and try to be on the level of understanding all the text and all the definitions used in ChatGPT. Okay. Then, would you like me to help you to visualize this theory with a diagram or a concept map? Nah, you can do it, okay, but it's going to generate one image, okay, that this one is a draft, and from there you start to manipulate, no? But when I use it, I saw samples that are very poor, no? Write this into a full chapter draft for your thesis. That sounds interesting, eh? Provide a shortened version for the thesis abstract or jury presentation. Okay, we can do this thing, and we can continue to use ChatGPT to continue to do our thesis, our narrative, to build our narrative, but I'm going to stop here because you can be here hours and hours and hours. And it's one tool that I started using long months ago, and every day I'm happier and happier to use and ask things, no? Because you have your own ideas, you mix with the knowledge, no, that is in the AI, in this AI, and then you start to build combinations of things that you know plus the things that the information, and then it's come up. No, it's like you create disruptive moment on your brain that is open a new, totally different way of thinking, no? And the good thing is like they give you the writing. So as far as you are understanding this process and when you are talking about, there is no problem to use ChatGPT. Okay. Okay. So then let's go to stop here, and then now I'm going to show you a few samples, no, about how to edit, how to do your slide, no, to be a very powerful and very attractive. Okay. And let's see a real sample of this. Okay, people, look, we are not going to be talking every single slide that we did in the chapter 1 about this project, no? But this project, this chapter 2 and 3, this presentation, let's say that is divided in 3 parts, okay? First of all, it's a kind of summary about what is your project. In this case, this is a winery. And then the first slide is talking about what is the building typology and what is the project that, and what is the program that is needed. So basically it's a little summary in order to target with the program which one are the elements that need to be designed and find the case study according to that analysis, not that presentation. Okay, so the first slide are diagrams and pictures, really powerful to remember what is the thing that we were talking in the chapter 1. Okay, so in this case is one diagram saying that there is a winery economy here in Thailand, no? There is an economy business due to the wine, and the thing with the project is like we try to create a kind of effect with a landmark proposal of a winery that can create that Bilbao effect and bring that economy to have a disruptive jump that go to another level. Okay, that is the objective of the thesis, no? So then pop up here a picture with the Museum of Bilbao, Frank Gehry, in order to talk that Bilbao effect, no? And from where coming, and this is already a case study. Okay, then the winery that we are designing is in Thailand, so then we put the map of Thailand with the different location of the winery, and then here the sample of these little wineries existing in Thailand, no? And then this is the way to present already case studies, no? That is one of the requirements of the chapter 2. Okay, later we can do more beautiful presentations, no, to talk different key things, no, that we are talking in our proposal. So presentation is the key. We have already done this information, the first draft of the information, the content of this chapter 2-3 with the ChatGPT before talking with Yorajan. And this information is the first review, internal review, the first discussion that you have with your teacher. Okay, and at least you come with very consistent and consolidated information to talk to your teacher, no? Instead to come with very rudimentary and very limited knowledge of what is the things that you need to do, no? Okay, so I'm going to pass very quickly all these pictures, no? So at least you can see how by doing photoshopping, by looking for spectacular and impressive images, you can improve a lot, no, your presentation. This is the location of this thesis. Okay, so basically the student is talking that this is Bangkok, no? This is the Khao Yai, that is in the northeast, and when he mentioned here, okay, he put all this in blur because it's not relevant already, and is only focused this area of the rectangle. All these things are small tips to do super nice presentation, and then you can see that this rectangle is the one that we zoom in here, and now we see big, no? So here you can talk whatever story, no? Scope of Khao Yai wineries, and then the existing wineries that is in Khao Yai. Okay, and how is the location to the city, no? The biggest city that is nearby, no? Okay, so I just want to pass so you can get ideas about what is the things that you can make, and if you are interested, you just pause the video and check what is the things that is talking the student here with the title of the slide, and here with the brief description of the diagram that the student has here, no? I don't want this time go one by one. Okay, so this is the area of Khao Yai. So what is the things that make unique? And this one is just to show the architecture that is existing in this area of Thailand. Okay, then we can see what is the vernacular architecture, the traditional architecture. Okay, so at the end we see something that is diverse. This is something that I always talk to many people. You are doing one analysis, and then you are analyzing and digesting something, no? So in this case, when you have all these different architectures, so the keyword is something that is multicultural, no? Something that is diversity, no? So that is the things that you need to start to highlight, no? Because that you will use that to talk to the jury, no? So here we have another kind of architecture that is very typical in Khao Yai, and then the keyword is like aliens, no? There is aliens. There are architecture that coming from overseas and is copy-paste from Europe, copy-paste from Australia, copy-paste from wherever, no? From Africa, from wherever. Okay, so at the end become like aliens that coming from another planet and are inserted in the context of Khao Yai, no? So that is the uniqueness of Khao Yai, no? So then this is the question: multicultural or aliens? What is the approach that you want to do for your proposal of the building in Khao Yai, no? Okay, so this is just one sample. And This is the diagram that I'm talking, that is the typical programming of the winery. So we know that we have a building, no, for the wine production, for the wine testing with the users, so the people can come. We have one area for the gastronomy, and then we have the landscape. Okay, so then a diagram just to tell what is the three main focus points of your proposal. Okay, and then related things, no, of the programming that is going to have, no. Okay, then we can do different diagrams, okay, to start to break down, no, and introduce a little bit what we know at this point from our thesis proposal. And then here, okay, this one is already when we enter, when we know which one are the elements that we need to start to design in our proposal. Now is the moment that we enter 100% in the literature review and case studies. So now the student, this is the second part that I mentioned before. We have three parts, no? One is your proposal, the second one is literature review and case study. Is the moment that we have this, no? And we are going to introduce all these case studies and books and journal articles and whatever literature that we consider for our pre-thesis, no? So in this case, the main focus is sustainability. There are different factors here, social, no, to create a community education, economic, okay, environmental. And then we mix these two, and then we have new words, okay, and then we put different description below about what is the thing of that mean, okay. And then here is the sustainability, and then we put one project, no. Remember, we get some information from ChatGPT. ChatGPT gives us the title, the things that we need to talk, and the keywords. That is the thing that we will put here, okay. This one is the reference. Remember, I mentioned that we are always we are architects, so we need to put the name of the project, what is the location, okay, the company, the architect who designed, the square meters, and the year of the construction. This is mandatory, okay. So you can put also the source, no, where this information coming, okay. That again, ChatGPT was giving you the articles that the ChatGPT use in order to provide you that information. We continue with that case study, and then we are talking things, keywords, no, that is related to that sustainability in that case study that we are showing, we are presenting. Okay, so always please remember, try to put a very impressive photos. Nowadays all these things are in TV screens that are super huge, so a good pictures with a contrast, okay, with something that is very architectural is going to win, no, when you are talking. It's going to make you win when you are talking to someone, no, because this is really attractive, okay. So it's like all these case studies under the sustainability, okay. If we know something else from our proposal or something that we have learned in the case study, we try to do diagrams, no, to explain to our audience, to our jury, what is the thing that we have learned in that case study, no? So in this case, there is here a traditional flow, no, a traditional production that is flat using pumps, okay. And the case study that the student is talking, he discovered that actually there is another technology that is gravity by flow, where the grapes are crushing, and then there is this process by gravity, and then the liquid is not going to be pumped, no? So it's going to be more sustainable, no? Then all case studies are talking things, no, related, no, that aspects that we want to talk, that we consider that are relevant, okay. In this other cases, no, we are another cases, no. So the point is, like, we are talking about sustainability, so we are showing different aspects, different case studies, no, how they are using the sustainability in their proposals. So that is the thing that we are talking, no? So then at the end of these case studies, at the end of this literature review, okay, we should have one slide similar to this one, and then we are going to put here the architects that we have been talking in our presentation, in our case studies book references. We are going to put the projects that we are referring in our presentation, and if there is something that is theory, no, we will put that this is theory, this is case study, is case studies, no, and then we are going to talk about the theories and techniques, and then we will write down what we want to talk, okay, and then when we are presenting this, the audience has the opportunity to read by their own, okay, and then you can only talk about the keywords or the highlight of the thing, okay. So then this slide should be the one that finishes the chapter 2, okay. We move now to the chapter 3. Chapter 3 is the theory of your thesis. So as you can imagine, you have been working very hard in the chapter 2, in the theory, in the case studies, okay? And then you have so many keywords, so many things on mind, that the point is like you should be capable to interiorize this, to digest this information and interpret it in the way that you are understanding. So there is a kind of metaphor, okay, with the information that you have been collecting, okay, and how you are going to present that metaphor, no? So in this case, we are working with a winery, so we are using grapes, okay. So then the student is explaining here a metaphor to explain the understanding of his literature review and case study, and start to deliver and communicate the narrative of his theory for the thesis, okay. So then he will have different slides, no, to make this metaphor, no, that the theory is going to be divided in 3 areas: seeds, the pulp, and the skin. I don't want to go through, as I mentioned before. You can pause this and then you can read by yourself, okay. But we are talking all these things with very impressive images, no? So here also in the theory, when he's building this theory, he's talking here about some architects, okay, that is the literature review, okay, and it's the way that he's understand, the way that he start to mapping his theory, no, using some phenomenology, using some emotional, some feeling. So this is the part that he start to present and categorize with the metaphor that we are talking in the beginning, no, in the presentation. When you are presenting something, you need to make something in this way, no? You are explaining a picture, no, that as a metaphor, that everybody can understand what you are going to deliver on your message, okay, and then you are going to break down in 3-4 things, in this case 3 things, okay, that is going to give the idea of the things that is going to come in next. And after that you will have one slide, okay, like this one, and then it's like this is the category 1, and then this is the details, no? These are the details that this part have, no? And then some image, no, that is talking about that, no, in order to help to visualize the audience when you are talking here in the test, no? So this is the key thing, no? You can see that he's making now this is like the cover of the second category, that is the pulp, and the same thing, no? It's going to have the theory, the pictures to visualize this, no, different aspects that he's going to talk, okay. Then we have the title here, and always here the reference, okay. So these are the things. Again, this is the skin, no? That is the superficial, is how you are going to see that building, no? And then here he starts to show cases, no? That is with the texture and something parametric, no? That is the point that the interest, no? The point of interest of the student, no? Okay. This summary, which coming actually at the end of the at the end of the chapter 2, but we need to conclude the chapter 2 and chapter 3. So then we come here, okay, we back to refer to what is the ending of the chapter 2, then we put at the end of the chapter 3 as a conclusion of all the work that we have presented, and this one will be the things that the student, the architect, should do in order to make the thesis proposal. This one, in a certain way, is a kind of design methodology. No? So then this presentation, ending with this one, that is like the conclusion of everything and how the student is adding to his proposal different things, no, that start to make more complex. Okay, and then this is the slide that is to ask question, and thank you to the audience to listen. So that is all, and this is the things that I want to share in the video. If you have any doubts, please, I can read you in the comments, or you can go to the 2W3 architecture and you can find me there in the Instagram. Okay, bye-bye, that's all, and enjoy, and I have to go because I have a Spanish class with my daughter and some other friends, and it's a very good moment to enjoy to teach Spanish for kids. Bye-bye. Los números. ¿Y ahora? Verde. Negro.